Here is Israel.
When you look at the media today, peace in the Middle East is only between Israel and the Palestinians. And the minute which Israel will sign a peace agreement with the Palestinians, all the problems of the Middle East will be solved. However, when we look at the Middle East, we open our eyes to see the reality of the Middle East. We see struggles all over the Middle East with absolutely whatsoever no connection to Israel. Sunnis and Shiites in the Middle East, means Muslims, are killing each other for 14 centuries, way before Israel was established. Iraqis and Iranians had a vicious war during the 80s. Million people were killed with absolutely no connection with Israel. Tribes in Libya today kill each other in masses. Israel is not part of it. The Muslim Brotherhood and the government in Egypt are killing each other. Israel is not part of it. And the constant war which was in Sudan, definitely with no connection to Israel. Syria today, a bloodbath between the Assad regime and the rebels. 200,000 people so far were killed in this bloodbath. Israel is actually no part of it. In Turkey, the Turks against the Kurds, killing each other in masses. Where is Israel in this struggle? Yemen, and wherever you go in the Middle East, there are struggles, bloody wars, constant wars with absolutely whatsoever no connections with Israel. No connection with Israel. Now, I don't say that there is no problems with Israel Palestinians, but to think that with the minute which Israel will sign an agreement with Palestinians, everybody in the Middle East will sit around one big fire and sing Kumbaya together. This is a dream. Maybe the cats also will stop chasing the mice in the Middle East the minute which Israel will sign an agreement with the Palestinians. The main cause is the tradition of the Middle East. The Middle East, like 95% of the Middle East, is dry, arid desert. And in the desert, you are fighting to save your water, your well, your spring, your puddle, and some grass which you have. And if you don't defend it, other parts or other tribes will come to take it. This is why you have to be a tribe, cousins who fight with each other against others who would like to chase them out and take their source of life, which is the water. And this is the Middle East, the Sahara Desert, Algeria, Morocco, Tunisia, Libya, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, Jordan, Syria, big giant desert which takes 95% of the space of the Middle East. So people have to fight. And this didn't start yesterday. It is for millennia already. And this is why the mindset of the Middle East is tribal on one side and violent on the other side. Because if you're not violent, people will kill you, will enslave you, and will rape your daughter. So this is, unfortunately, the tradition of the Middle East. Tribalism on one side and violence on the other side. 14 centuries ago came the Islam to this region and actually gave a religious aura above the violence. And instead of being violent to each other, Islam directed the violence to other nations, to the Persians and the occupied Persia, and to the Baluchis and to the Indians, and against the Jews and against the Christians in Europe and in Spain and wherever the Islam came, in order to spread Islam using violence, usually the jihad, in order to externalize the violence instead of being violent to each other. And this is actually how Islam expanded itself all the space from Indonesia in the east all the way to the west in Morocco and in Spain. And today maybe the immigration of Muslims to other parts of the world is also meant to spread Islam in the end of the day, as it is already in some parts of Europe where you have the majority of Muslims in those places. They implement the Sharia law on these places. After all, they are the majority. So this is how Islam expands itself, either by violence or by immigration.
Here is Israel.